There are some people who come through situations like that or some kind of trauma from their childhood. There's bad things around the corner. I went the other way. I went the way of the Labrador. Someone's got a cookie. Come on. I know someone's got a cookie. Hey.
Welcome to Chasing Chaos with Sheila Hamilton. Tonight's guest, musician, actor, playwright, and real-life supernova, Storm Large. Now, please welcome your host, Sheila Hamilton.
Welcome to Chasing Chaos. I'm your host, Sheila Hamilton. COVID-19 and quarantine hit some people a lot harder than others. Creatives, performers, or anybody who made their living in front of a crowd faced a time of enormous economic hardship and psychological pain. We created this series to share some real stories and real people experiencing their mental health. And my guest today exemplifies real through gutsy outpourings like her one-woman show and memoir Crazy Enough, as a finalist on the CBS series Rockstar Supernova, as a vocalist in Pink Martini, and through her deeply personal, always captivating pajama sessions on Instagram. Please welcome Storm Large. Hello, Storm.
Hi.
Oh
Hi,
my God.
sweetie. Oh, it's good to see you.
I know.
I like your rock and roll bangs too. You're rocking it.
I want to know what classic song shouts about how you felt about this year in quarantine. Do you have a song?
Fuck. I don't know if there's any songs with enough swears in it. Maybe like I think it was an old Woody Guthrie, and it's 1, 2, 3. What are we fighting for? Don't ask me, I don't give a damn. Next stop is, I guess, Q and 9. And it's 5, 6, 7. Open up the pearly gates. Oh, ain't no time to wonder why. We're all gonna die. Something like that. It was just utterly maddening. I learned a lot. Early on, I learned a very interesting phrase that you might have heard of. It's a psychological term, allostatic load. Do you know that term?
I want to hear more about it.
The fatigue that came from inactivity, basically, not being stimulated by normal life, not so much distractions, but like your social life, your work life, being stimulated. We get tired from working a lot and moving a lot, but we also get this sort of fog and exhaustion and constant, terrifying, terrible, awful, cringing, endless terribleness coming in from our only source of stimulation, which was phone, computer, television. Allostatic load is when you are utterly exhausted from actual anxiety, not neurosis, where it's an imagined thing you're afraid of. You're constantly actually being shown things that you should be afraid of. When I read that, I was like, fuck. But then I was like, oh, that's just more evidence how connected we are, how we affect each other, even if we're not around each other and we haven't been around each other. But yet we are still collectively feeding and drawing from the common energy.
Were you able to take that information intellectually and put it into use daily? Like, did you turn off the news? Did you go for a walk every day? Did you use that information to help you stabilize your mental health?
First thing I did was got together with some friends and started gimmeshelterpdx.org. We need to set up a fund for performers in Oregon that gave tax-free $500 grants to performers of all stripes: burlesque, drag performers, comedians, actors, musicians. A lot of performers, when they're starting out, they're working in restaurants, they're working in bars. Those are closed. So if we could keep people in their homes and they'll stick around, and we're going to really need our creative types to be the solution. Then I started doing pajama sessions, and the pajama sessions were really fun, super intimate. It was mostly just me getting fucking crocked at night going, what does anybody want to hear? Oh, sucks. Doesn't it suck? Yeah, I know it sucks. But it was venting. So it was connection for me. But then after George Floyd's murder and Breonna Taylor and the endless list of names, I just kind of shut down. And I wasn't very creative. I talked to a bunch of my creative friends. I'm like, are you writing anything right now? They're like, fuck no. Performers in particular, we're externally motivated. We need deadlines. We need an audience. We need, oh, fuck, what are we going to do for this show tomorrow? We have practice. And I was like, oh my God, I'm not doing anything. And it was existential. It was kind of like, what am I? People say, oh, you're not your job. But yeah, I am. I am my job. I am the job, the boss, the product. And it's all very personal to me because it's important. You know me, I don't take myself seriously, but I take my job very seriously. When you can't do it, who the fuck am I then? What am I? Where is my value? It's very easy to lean into the comfort of applause, travel, people excited to meet you, and all of the trappings that come with all the grueling work of being a touring musician. But without those markers, and I mean, income also, let's talk about being broke. Without those markers, you're like, who the fuck am I? And what am I even doing?
I was curious, with knowing your genetic risk for mental illness, knowing that you had all this time, knowing that you faced the economic pressures, were you worried that this was going to be your tipping moment, that this was going to be perhaps your moment when an illness would show up with this kind of vengeance that you couldn't control?
The things that are being said in my brain are really dark. And so I would break out my paper and I would make a list of all the most important people in my life. And I would take a snapshot in my head of, if something happened to me, what would they do? And absolutely that kept me from doing anything.
You were so intimate and so honest on your social media about what it meant to feel deep loneliness and feel depression. And I'm curious if you ever said, should I say this, or should I edit this, or I just do this because I do believe that this is the human condition and we should be real about it.
It was a real good lesson when I wrote Crazy Enough, that sharing some vulnerable, dark, cringing stuff that you're not necessarily proud of, or that you might have handled it better, but you're still very transparent about it. It collected so many people around that had a similar experience, but did not have a platform to discuss it, didn't have not the courage, but just like, didn't see, like when I was asked to do the show, I was like, what's the fucking point? They just want to see my boobs and hear me talk about dong, don't they? And everyone's like, no, talk about your mom. I'm like, oh no, that's a terrible idea. That's a sad story. Nobody wants to hear that sad story. But in our storytelling, we're all telling the human story. We're all part of the human story. And the power of strangers having something so uncommon, it makes you feel less crazy, basically. I was like, I'm the only person who feels like this. When I was a kid, I'm like, I'm the only person who feels like this. And I feel so much. I shouldn't even be alive. I'm too sensitive. When I did Crazy Enough, and when I wrote that play and I wrote the book, so many people were just like, oh my God, that was my mom, that was my sister, that was me, that was my dad. Oh my God, I can't believe. And I feel so much better knowing that you got through. And so there are some people, I'm sure, who come through situations like that, or abusive homes, trauma, some kind of trauma from their childhood, and they become like this. Love isn't real. And I'm going to get mine, and no one's getting close to me. And I know there's bad things around the corner. And I went the other way. I went the way of the Labrador. Someone's got a cookie. Come on. I know someone's got a cookie. Hey, you touch my butt. Oh, yeah, let's go outside. Woo! I mean, it's exhausting and it's a hard thing to keep up. But I grew up because I was so lonely and saw the pain, and I was infected with the loneliness that I saw in my mother, which was, she was so just off and so different and so sweet. But I just saw her beat down and beat down and beat down, from her illness and from the reaction to her illness, and myself included. I wasn't nice as a teenager. I was just like, you're weak. I'm not going to be you. I'm not going to be you. Mm. And all she wanted was to be loved. And so as an adult, I was just like, all I want is to be loved. And furthermore, I don't want anyone to feel like that. That's when people try to kill themselves. That's when people try to hurt other people, is if they feel like they don't belong, and they join cults, and they believe terrible things about other people. They dehumanize other people because they just they don't feel like they belong anywhere. And so it's super easy to scare them.
We'll be right back with more Chasing Chaos after this brief message.
Hi, I'm Kathleen, and I'm a volunteer at NAMI Clackamas. NAMI Clackamas is a local nonprofit that provides free mental health support groups, classes, and more delivered by peers with lived mental health experiences. If you struggle with your mental health, or if you love someone who struggles with theirs, you can find free support and a welcoming community at NAMI Clackamas. We believe that recovery is possible. Check out our website to learn more about our services, and please donate or volunteer so we can help everyone in our community.
I want to talk a little bit about the wisdom that came out of your pajama sessions.
As sad and as angry and out of control that I felt, I was like, I am in such a better position because I know even if we're locked down for 2 years, I still have an audience. And the pajama sessions really were taking everyone's temperatures. Like, how is everybody? Are you guys okay?
All right, Loretta, you know what? Everybody is so happy that they get to see you. And everyone who's watching has been praying for you and lighting candles for you. They know how much you mean to everyone. And so you've got, I know you don't have any windows and you don't have a lot of contact with anyone but me and some friends and your kids and your grandkids and your parents. But there are thousands and thousands of people holding you in their hearts and their prayers. And you're going to get out of there. And I'm going to put my arms around you and you're going to run over my foot with your fucking scooter. And I'm going to get to sing to you and embarrass your dad again. It's all going to be good. All right. Do you believe me?
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, I should probably get back to the music. I'm going to do Loretta's favorite song.
I want to read one of your incredible statements that you made in one of your pajama sessions. You said, we're all up and down. We're angry, sad, scared, and then we're okay. We're seeing glimmers of light and the depths of darkness. We're all experiencing the same things at different times and different levels. It's like grief. And grief is a kind of madness that can't be predicted. But there's also a lot of beauty, grace, magic, and miracles that we may not be aware of. Just remember all those times that are fucking dark that you've gotten through, and remember those times.
When you are tearing at yourself mentally, which is, I am great. My inner critic is a fucking asshole, tearing me apart. What did you do today? Oh, you drank. Oh, good for you. Oh, did you have a cigarette? Good for you, dipshit. You haven't written anything. You're old. You're da. I would just say, when you start to go down those spirals, imagine that person talking to someone you love more than anything. And what would you say? It's like, oh, no. You don't talk to my girl like that.
Yeah.
And be your girl, be your best friend, be your daughter, be your mother, be your grandmother. It's like, you do not get to do that, because what you're just reacting to the feeling right now. These are not facts. These are just feelings going unchecked. And what the brain does, as you know, the brain you have a feeling, you feel bad. The brain just goes, why do we feel bad? Why do we feel bad? Oh, it's because you drank, you're a bad person, right.
Hello, Oregonians. Learn where and when to get your COVID-19 vaccine. Visit covidvaccine.oregon.gov, or you can easily text or email today. Now, back to Chasing Chaos.
So for those who feel hopeless or grieving or feel like there's no light at the end of the tunnel, do you have any other suggestions, Storm? Any thoughts to leave people with?
The fact that you feel despair, the fact that you feel hope slipping away, the fact that you feel fear and fear of anything bad happening to you, to loved ones, that is proof and evidence in and of itself that you love this life and that there is so much more to live for, and you care. That's all that means. The fact that you feel so much, it means you care. And that is everything. When I was a kid, I equated feeling with weakness. Feeling is powerful. When you're feeling really dark or down and whatever, just give great thanks to the fact that you have a heart that feels things. And in a life, there's definitely going to be dark moments that you cannot control nor stop. But luckily, they won't be your fault. So there's that also. And also just gratitude at all times. Gratitude at all times. There's always something to be thankful for, always.
Storm, either you can end with whatever you want to play. I don't care because I'll listen to anything you have to sing.
I'm so glad you're doing this, Sheila. I'm so glad because mental illness and mental challenges and emotional challenges are so quickly becoming less and less taboo and more universally accepted and not vilified as we don't talk about that. And that makes it worse. I should just do this song because it's to that point. Call me crazy, 'cause I am and alive. Oh, I am alive. That's the way I turn a nosedive into flight. Call me psycho, ooh, 'cause I am Lord, and I am alive. Thank God I am alive. I make music out of those voices in my mind. And this crazy helps me to see this as funny. Makes me feel rich with no money. Honey pie. Then my brain, it goes over and over it. God, I know I can't get away from the shadow. Landmine. Call me later, ooh, just to see that I got home alive. And I am all right. I'm just kidding, you know me. I'll be fine. Just this crazy helps me to see this is funny. Makes me feel great with no money. Honey pie. Then my brain, it goes over and over it. God, I know I can't get away from the shadow. Can I? Call me crazy. Ooh, ooh, 'cause I am. Baby, thank God I'm alive.
Oh, holy shit. This is the first time I've actually felt like I'm in the room with someone, Storm.
Oh, good.
I love you so much. Take good care,
I love you
Storm.
too, honey. I love you too. Be well.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Chasing Chaos and my conversation with Storm Large. Follow her amazing exploits on Instagram, where she goes by Stormwood69, and access her music, videos, and so much more at stormlarge.com. Tune in next time to hear more gritty stories like Storm's. Find some genuine answers on your path to well-being and mental health. I'm your host, Sheila Hamilton, and I hope you stay strong.
Join us next month to learn how songwriter, producer, and LGBTQ+ activist Logan Lynn went from rock bottom to pop star glam. Learn more at chasingchaos.me. Take an even deeper dive into mental health while building a toolbox for better living. in the hit podcast, Beyond Well with Sheila Hamilton. Listen now on iTunes and Spotify. Get the latest tools and resources to manage your well-being, plus learn how to keep safe, get tested, and where to be immunized for COVID. Visit NAMICC.org. We hope you'll share this episode of Chasing Chaos with your friends. Tag your post with Chasing Chaos. And while you're still with us, remember, you can help others retake command of their lives. Make a donation to fund NAMI's life-changing classes, support groups, and programs. Every dollar makes an impact. Just click the Facebook donate button or visit NAMICC.org/chasingchaos. Thanks again for watching. Stay strong.